Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Most people are working hard and still going nowhere. They wake up tired, they rush through the day, they stay busy from morning until night. But when they finally lie down in bed, they feel the same thought burning in their chest. I'm exhausted, but I'm still stuck. Have you felt that? Working long hours, saying yes to everything, always grinding, but your bank account, your career, your skills, your life don't match the effort you're putting in. Deep inside, you know something is wrong. You've been told all your life, hard work is the key to success. So you keep pushing harder, more hours, more effort, more stress. But here's what almost nobody teaches you. Hard work alone is not enough. You can dig for 20 years in the wrong place and never find gold. This audiobook is about that truth, about the fight between hard work and smart work, about how to stop wasting your energy and start using it like a weapon. You're going to learn how to keep your work ethic, but aim it in the right direction. You're going to learn how to think, not just move, to build, not just burn out. Stay with me, because once you understand hard work versus smart work, you will never work the same way again. Chapter 1. See the trap of blind hard work. If you really want to change your life, you have to see something most people never see. They are not failing because they don't work hard. They are failing because they are working hard in the wrong way. They confuse movement with progress. They confuse exhaustion with achievement. They confuse being busy with building a future. Think about how most days look for you or the people around you. You rush to start the day. You jump into messages, emails, tasks. You say yes to everything. You help everyone. You keep going until you're drained. At night, you're proud that you did a lot, but deep inside, you feel something painful. For all this effort, my life doesn't look that different. That's the trap of blind hard work. Imagine someone running full speed on a treadmill, sweat pouring, legs shaking, heart racing. From the outside, it looks intense. It looks powerful. But when they step off, they're still in the same place. That's how many people live, running harder and harder without ever asking, am I even facing the right direction? You were raised on lines like, just work harder, hustle 24/7, no days off. So when life doesn't move, you assume, I must be too soft. I must not be grinding enough. So you add more hours, more effort, more stress. But here's the truth you must accept. More effort on the wrong path will not take you to the right destination. You can be completely loyal to a routine that doesn't work. You can be disciplined in a system that keeps you small. You can be committed to tasks that were never going to change your life in the first place. Blind hard work feels safe because you don't have to think. You don't have to question your habits. You just wake up and go. Thinking is scarier. Thinking forces you to admit, this way is not giving me the result I want. Thinking forces you to change. So most people choose the grind instead of growth. They'd rather feel brave than be effective. They'd rather be known as the hardest worker than quietly become the most advanced one. You have to decide if you want to keep living like that. Ask yourself some honest questions. Have the last 2 to 3 years of your hard work taken you clearly closer to the life you want? Or do your days all blur together, busy but directionless? If a stranger looked only at your results, not your effort, would they even know how hard you've been trying? That is painful to face. But that pain is useful because it proves something. The problem is not that you don't care. The problem is not that you're lazy. The problem is that your effort is not always aligned with what truly matters. You must separate 2 things in your mind. 1, your work ethic, your willingness to push, to sacrifice, to stay consistent. 2, your direction, what you are actually pushing toward. Your work ethic is a weapon. But a weapon pointed in the wrong direction is dangerous to you, not to your problems. Blind hard work is you swinging your sword in the dark, hoping you hit something important. Smart hard work is you turning on the light first, choosing the right target, and then attacking with the same strength. This doesn't mean you stop grinding. It doesn't mean you become soft. It doesn't mean you sit around overthinking and do nothing. It means you stop being proud of aimless suffering. You stop wearing exhaustion as proof that you're on the right path. From now on, you will ask a new question. Is the thing I'm working so hard on actually worth this level of effort? If the answer is no, that doesn't make you a failure. It makes you finally awake. Most people never wake up. They will die saying, I did everything I could, without admitting, I never checked if what I was doing made sense. You can be different. This is the beginning of smart work. Not a tactic, not a hack, but a decision to stop worshiping effort alone. You still need effort. You still need long days sometimes. You still need discipline. But now, before you push the gas pedal, you will check the road. You will not keep sprinting on treadmills and calling it success. You will not keep pouring your life into tasks that don't move you. The first smart move is not a new tool, it's not a new app, it's not a new job. The first smart move is this: I refuse to confuse being busy with building a life. Once you see the trap of blind hard work, you can finally step off the treadmill and start walking in a direction that leads somewhere. That's where we go next.
Chapter 2. Stop worshiping suffering and start respecting results. You were raised on a very dangerous idea. If you suffer more, you deserve more. You hear it in different forms. If you're not exhausted, you're not serious. If you're not stressed, you're not working hard enough. If you're taking breaks, you're falling behind. So, what do people do? They start worshiping suffering. They brag about sleeping 3 hours. They brag about working 7 days a week. They brag about never taking a vacation. They post about the grind. They wear eye bags like badges of honor. They act like pain itself is proof they're on the right path. But let me ask you something simple and honest. If we remove your pain and only look at your results, what is left? Are you actually closer to your dream life? Or are you just more tired in the same place? Because suffering by itself doesn't move you. Stress by itself doesn't pay your bills. Pain by itself doesn't build skills, businesses, or freedom. Hard truth: you are not rewarded for how much you suffer. You're rewarded for what your suffering actually creates. You can work 16 hours a day at the wrong thing and go nowhere. You can burn yourself out doing low-value work and call it grind. That's not discipline, that's confusion. Think about someone you know who is always so busy. They're always rushing, always complaining about how much they have to do, always talking about how exhausted they are. But year after year, nothing big in their life changes. Same job, same pay, same habits, same problems. Are they working? Yes. Are they suffering? Yes. Are they progressing? No. Why? Because they fell in love with the feeling of working hard and stopped asking whether that work is actually useful. You might be doing the same thing. You feel guilty when you rest, but you don't feel guilty when you waste hours on work that doesn't matter. You feel guilty if you say no to someone's request, but you don't feel guilty when you say no to your own goals every day. You're scared to look lazy, but you're not scared enough of living the same year 40 times. That has to change. Smart work invites you to stop worshiping suffering and start respecting results. That doesn't mean becoming selfish. It doesn't mean never helping anyone. It doesn't mean quitting when things are hard. It means you stop using pain as proof. You stop saying, "I worked so hard," as if that alone should impress life. Life isn't impressed. Life responds to cause and effect. If your effort is aimed well, your reality will change over time. If your effort is scattered, your reality will stay mostly the same, no matter how loud you talk about the grind. Look at your own day for a moment. What are the things you complain about most? "I'm so tired. I'm so busy. I never get a break." Now ask, what are the big wins you can point to from that tiredness? What changed in the last 6 to 12 months because of your no days off mindset? If you struggle to name anything meaningful, then your tiredness is not noble. It's just sad. You're pouring your life into a leaky bucket. You're allowed to say that. You're allowed to admit, "This is not working. I need a better way." Let me give you a simple example. Jake and Daniel both work in the same company. Jake loves the image of the grind. He stays late almost every night. He tells everyone, "I live in this office." He answers every message instantly. He jumps into every small crisis. People say Jake is such a hard worker. Daniel works hard too, but different. He comes in on time, he plans his day. He asks his boss what actually matters most. He blocks time to do real work, not just chase emails. He helps others, but he says no when it kills his focus. Jake is always busier. Daniel looks calmer. A year later, who do you think gets promoted? Daniel. Not because he suffered more, not because he bragged more, because his work actually moved important things forward. Jake got good at looking like a hero. Daniel got good at producing results. You must decide which one you want to be. If your true goal is to impress people with how exhausted you are, keep doing what you're doing. But if your true goal is to create freedom, impact, stability, growth, then you must switch your focus. Here is the switch from how much did I struggle today to what did I actually build today? From people think I work so hard to my life is clearly improving because of how I work. You still have to work. You still have to push. You still have to do things you don't feel like doing. But now your question is always, does this suffering have a purpose? If yes, good. It's part of your path. If no, it's time to stop making pain your god. Your worth is not measured by how destroyed you are. Your worth is measured by who you become and what you create. Respect your effort enough to not waste it on pointless struggle. Respect your future enough to stop chasing the image of hard work and start chasing the reality of smart, effective work. Most people will keep bragging about no sleep. Most people will keep glorifying burnout. You will not. You will still work, but now you will demand that your work actually changes your life. That is the beginning of smart work.
Chapter 3. Understand what smart work really is and what it isn't. When people hear work smart, many of them hear the wrong thing. They think work smart means work less, avoid hard things, find shortcuts, somehow win without really sweating. That is not smart work. That is laziness wearing a fake mask. Real smart work is not against hard work. Real smart work is hard work with direction, precision, and intelligence. Think of it like this. Two people are trying to dig a well. Person one grabs a shovel and starts digging like crazy. They never stop to ask, is this the right spot? They never check a map. They never look for water lines. They just dig all day, every day. They are working hard. No one can deny that. Person two spends time first. They study the ground. They look at older maps. They ask people who have done it before. They learn where the water is most likely to be. Then they start digging. They still sweat. They still get dirty. They still work long hours. But their hole actually reaches water. The difference? Not effort, approach. One is blind hard work. One is smart hard work. Smart work is not a replacement for hard work. Smart work is what makes your hard work count. You have to stop thinking that sitting and planning is wasting time. You have to stop thinking that using your brain makes you weak. Thinking is working. Planning is working. Questioning is working. If you never stop to think, is this the best way? You will give your whole life to methods that were never going to work. Ask yourself, how many times have you been busy all day, but when someone asked you, what did you actually finish, you didn't have a real answer? How many times have you repeated the same routine just because it's what you always do, not because it's the smartest way? Smart work starts with a brutal but freeing truth. There might be a better way than the way I'm doing it now. That does not mean there is an easy way. That means there is a wiser way. Look at your own life. If you are a student, blind hard work is rereading the same chapter 5 times, highlighting every sentence, feeling like you studied for hours, but never testing yourself or focusing on what is actually tested. Same library, same books, very different results. If you are an employee, blind hard work is saying yes to every request, answering every email instantly, being in every meeting, but never pushing forward one meaningful project. Smart hard work is asking, what does my boss actually care about? What moves this company forward? Then building serious progress on that, even if it means saying not now to some low-value tasks. Same office, same job, very different outcomes. If you have a side hustle or business, blind hard work is doing everything yourself, changing direction every week, copying others without a plan, and hoping something will magically take off. Smart hard work is choosing one clear offer, one clear audience, one main marketing strategy, and attacking it consistently for months instead of quitting after 10 days. Same internet, same tools, very different future. Smart work is built on 3 big questions. What exactly am I trying to achieve? Not a vague dream like be successful, but something you can actually point to.
What few actions give me the biggest chance of reaching that? Not everything, but the highest impact moves. And how can I set up my days so those actions happen first and best? Everyone says, I want more out of life. Few people take the time to ask, what exactly will get me there? It feels easier to just work hard and hope. Hope that your sacrifice is enough. Hope that the universe will reward you for your pain. Hope is good. But hope is not a strategy. Smart work is a strategy. It is you saying, I will not leave my life direction purely to luck. I will study what works. I will think before I act. And then I will act with full force. Most people are scared of this because it removes excuses. If you never plan, you can always say, I didn't know any better. If you never study, you can always say, I did all I could. Smart work removes that shield. Now you know better. Now if you ignore it, it's a choice. Are you brave enough to accept that? There is nothing soft about working smart. It requires humility to admit your way might not be best. It requires courage to change habits that feel comfortable. It requires effort to build better methods instead of just repeating old ones. You will still sweat. You will still have long days. You will still feel pressure. But now your sweat is intelligent. Your long days are aligned. Your pressure is connected to a path that leads somewhere. That is what smart work really is. Not shortcuts, not tricks. Just choosing where you put your hard work so your life can finally start to reflect the effort you've been giving.
Chapter 4. Choose high-impact work and let the rest shrink. There is a simple truth most people never really accept. Not all work is equal. You can spend 8 hours on something and it barely matters. You can spend 30 minutes on something else and it can shift your whole future. But most people give their best energy to what matters least. They answer every message. They jump on every small request. They clean, organize, shuffle, react. At the end of the day, they're exhausted. But when they ask, what big thing did I move today? The answer is often nothing. That's not a time problem. That's a priority problem. Smart work means you stop treating every task like it has the same value. You start separating high-impact work from low-impact noise. High-impact work is anything that truly moves your life forward. Deep practice of a valuable skill. Actions that increase your income or opportunities. Work that builds your reputation and portfolio. Systems that save you time in the future. Health habits that give you real energy. Low-impact work is everything that fills time but doesn't change much. Endless email refresh, replying instantly to every ping. Busy work you do to avoid the real challenge. Mindless checking of apps and dashboards. If you want to work smart, you must flip how you live your days. Right now, most people do this. Wake up, check phone. React to notifications, do small tasks, get pulled into others' urgencies. By the time they think about their real goals, their brain is already tired. Smart work does the opposite. It says, I will hit what truly matters first, then I will handle the rest. Ask yourself each morning, if I could do only one thing today that truly helps my future, what would it be? That is your high-impact task. Maybe it's sending an email that could open a door, practicing your core skill for 60 focused minutes, finally building a simple budget, filming or writing something that shows your work to the world, or working on a most important project at your job. This task might feel heavy. It might feel risky. That's usually a sign it matters. Your brain will try to run away from it. It will offer easy escapes. Let me clean my inbox first. Let me organize my files again. Let me scroll for a bit to get inspired. That is your old pattern pulling you back into low-impact comfort. You have to break that pattern on purpose. Here's a simple rule. No high-impact work, no permission for busy work. Until you move one important thing forward, you don't earn the right to get lost in the small stuff. This doesn't mean you ignore everything else. It means you protect your best energy for what shapes your future. Let's make it real. Imagine Sarah, a student. Old way, she studies by rereading notes, highlighting everything, switching subjects constantly, checking her phone every few minutes. By night, she feels tired but still unsure what she actually knows. New way, smart work. She asks, what is my high-impact work today? Answer, practice the exact type of questions that will be on the exam. She sets 60 minutes, phone away, no distractions, just practice. After that block, she can do lighter review. But the most important move is already done. Same number of study hours, completely different results. Or take Alex in an office. Old way, he spends his morning answering every email instantly, joining every chat, going to every meeting. His day is full, but his main project, the one his boss actually cares about, barely moves. New way, he asks, what is my high-impact work this week? He blocks 90 deep minutes every morning. No email, no chat. Just focused work on that project. The rest of the day, he can respond, help, attend, but by Friday, that project is miles ahead. Who looks more valuable? The one who was always available or the one who moved something big? You already know the answer. That's the power of choosing high-impact work. So how do you start? 1. List your real goals, not vague dreams like be successful. Real targets. Better job, stronger finances, finished degree, healthier body, growing side business. For each goal, write 2 to 3 actions that actually move it. Those are your high-impact actions. Every day, pick one and do it first. Even 30 to 60 minutes. Even if you don't finish, you move it. Let the rest shrink. Emails can wait an hour. Social media can wait. Some tasks can be done later, delegated, or even deleted. Smart work is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things with full effort. Most people will keep living as slaves to low-impact tasks. They will be busy, talk about how overwhelmed they are, and wonder why nothing big changes. You will be different. You will still work hard, but your hardest work will go where it actually counts. That is how your days start building a different future, instead of just burning your energy in the same place. Chapter 5. Build systems so your effort keeps paying you back. Have you noticed how often you feel like you're starting from zero? You work hard today, you push through the mess, you fight your way through tasks and problems, then you wake up tomorrow and face the same chaos again. Same stress, same late rush, same money worries, same confusion. It feels like nothing is getting easier, like every day is you versus the same wall. That's not just how life is. That is what happens when you live with no systems. Smart work is not only about choosing better tasks. Smart work is about building systems, so your hard work from today still helps you tomorrow and the next day and the next. A system is simply a repeatable way of doing something that saves you time, energy, and stress in the future. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the best systems are simple. Let's look at a common example. Mia is always late for work. Every morning is a disaster. She wakes up just in time, searches for clothes, can't find her keys, realizes her phone isn't charged, rushes out of the house anxious and sweaty. Every night, she tells herself, tomorrow I'll try harder. But trying harder doesn't fix the pattern, because the problem isn't effort. The problem is no structure. One evening, she gets honest. I don't need more panic. I need a better way. So she builds a small morning system. Clothes for tomorrow ready the night before, keys and bag always in one place. Phone on the charger before bed, alarm set 20 minutes earlier. That's it. Nothing fancy. But after a few days, her mornings feel completely different. Same job, same person, same alarm clock. The only change is a system. Her hard work of trying to get up and get ready finally has support. Without systems, your hard work evaporates every night. With systems, your hard work compounds over time. Think about your money. Without a system, you spend by feeling. You tap your card, order food, buy things. At the end of the month, you say, where did it all go? With a system, you tell your money where to go. This much for bills, this much for food, this much for savings, this much for fun. You set automatic transfers. You track a few numbers. After a few months, the stress starts to ease, not because you became rich overnight, but because you stopped living in financial chaos. Or think about studying. Without a system, you only study when you feel pressure. You read randomly, you forget a lot, and every exam feels like an emergency. With a system, you follow a simple pattern each week. Review, practice, test yourself, repeat. Your brain understands what to do. You build layer on layer instead of cramming from zero. Or think about your tasks at work. Without a system, you answer whatever screams loudest. You react all day long. You feel busy but scattered. With a system, you plan your week in advance, block time for deep work, group similar tasks together, and review at the end of the day. You still work hard, but you're not living in emergency mode. Most people say, I'm just not a systems person. The truth is, everyone already has systems. They're just bad ones. Drop things anywhere is a system. Reply instantly to everything is a system. Spend first, panic later is a system. They are just systems that cost you peace instead of giving it to you. Smart work means upgrading those systems, replacing broken patterns with better ones. You don't have to rebuild your whole life at once. Start with one painful area. Ask yourself, where do I feel the most repeated frustration? What problem keeps coming back? Always late? Always overwhelmed by tasks? Always behind on deadlines? Always stressed about money? Pick one. Then ask, what small system could I build here to make this easier next time? It could be a simple nightly checklist before bed, a weekly planning session every Sunday, a budget with just 3 categories: needs, growth, fun. A single folder for all important documents. Will it take effort to set up? Yes. Will it feel a little slow at first? Yes. But remember, hard work that only fixes today is survival. Hard work that builds a system is smart. The lazy mind says, I'll deal with it when it happens again. The smart mind says, I'll deal with it now so it doesn't keep happening. People who never build systems spend their lives fighting the same battles. People who build systems use their energy to create better conditions for themselves. You must decide who you want to be. From now on, when you feel that familiar anger, not this again, take it as a signal. It's not just a hard day, it's a missing system. Don't just work harder, build better. Do the hard thinking once so your effort can support you again and again. That is smart work. That is how your daily grind finally turns into a life that gets easier, not heavier.
Chapter 6. Protect your focus like your future depends on it. You can have clear goals, a smart plan, and good systems. But if you can't focus, none of it will matter. Smart work cannot live in constant distraction. Most people try to do their most important work in the worst possible conditions. The phone is buzzing. Notifications pop up every minute. Social media is open in another tab. Someone keeps talking to them. Music, videos, noise everywhere. Then they say, I just can't concentrate. I guess I'm not disciplined. Often the problem is not discipline. The problem is environment. Focus is like a flame. Too much wind, too much noise, and it goes out. You live in a world designed to steal your attention. Apps, platforms, and websites are fighting to keep you scrolling. If you don't protect your focus on purpose, it will be taken from you by default. Smart work starts with this decision. My focus is my most valuable resource. I will not give it away cheaply. Think about Alex. Alex wants to move up at his job. He has ideas, he has ambition, but every day he works like this. He opens his laptop and checks email. He answers a few messages. He starts a task. His phone buzzes. He checks it. He gets a chat notification. He responds. He clicks a link, scrolls for just a second. By the end of 8 hours, he is tired and stressed. But the one big project that could actually push his career forward, still stuck. He thinks he has a motivation problem, but really, he has a focus problem. Now imagine a different version of Alex. Same job, same office, same brain. But now he understands focus. Every morning, he sets a 90-minute focus block for his most important project. Before it starts, he puts his phone on silent, out of reach, closes email and chat, closes all extra tabs, and tells his team, I'll be heads down for the next hour and a half. I'll reply after. During that block, his brain
finally gets to stay on one thing. He doesn't check his phone every 3 minutes. He doesn't jump between 5 different tasks. At the end of that 90 minutes, he has moved his key project forward in a powerful way. The rest of the day, he can answer emails, attend meetings, help others, but his high-impact work is already done. Same 8 hours, very different results. That is the power of protecting your focus. You have to understand something about your brain. Every time you switch tasks, from work to phone, from phone to chat, from chat to social media, your mind pays a cost. It doesn't just lose seconds, it loses depth. Multitasking is a lie. You are not doing 5 things at once. You are doing one thing poorly 5 times. Smart work is single tasking on what matters. So how do you start protecting your focus? Step 1. Decide what deserves deep focus. Not everything, only high-impact work, like learning or practicing a valuable skill, doing your most important tasks, solving hard problems, creating something that will last. Step 2. Create daily focus blocks. Pick a time when you have the best energy, morning, afternoon, or evening. Set a 45 to 90 minutes. During that time, you do one thing only. No checking your phone, no new tabs, no replying to every ping. Your mind is allowed to go deep. Step 3. Control your devices before they control you. Put your phone in another room, or at least out of sight. Turn off non-urgent notifications. Log out of apps that pull you in. Keep only what you need open. At first, you will feel restless. Your hand will reach for your phone automatically. You will feel the urge to just check something. That's your addiction to distraction showing itself. Don't hate yourself for it. Just notice it and stay in the block anyway. Slowly, your brain will learn that it's safe to focus again. Step 4. Set boundaries with people. Tell your family or coworkers, for the next hour, I'm focusing on something important. I'll get back to you after. Most will respect it. And even if some don't, you still have the right to protect that time. You are not rude for valuing your future. Step 5. Make it a habit, not a one-time thing. One deep focus block every day, even if it's only 45 minutes. Over weeks, those blocks become the engine of your smart work. You will notice tasks you avoided for months finally get done. Ideas you couldn't quite reach become clear. You start trusting yourself to actually finish what you start. Most people will never live like this. They will stay constantly available, constantly interrupted, constantly scattered. They will live their whole life in shallow attention and wonder why nothing big ever gets completed. You will not. You will still live in the same noisy world, but you will create silent spaces inside your day. Places where your mind is allowed to do deep work. Places where your hard effort can actually become smart progress. From now on, don't just ask, what should I work on? Also ask, how will I protect my focus while I work on it? That one question, asked and answered every day, will quietly separate you from almost everyone around you and turn your hard work into work that finally has the power to change your life.
Chapter 7. Respect your energy. Your body is part of smart work. There's a quiet mistake many hard workers keep making. They push their mind. They push their schedule, they push their goals, but they completely ignore the thing carrying all of it, their body. They think, if I can still stand, I'm fine. So they sleep 3 to 4 hours, live on caffeine and sugar, sit all day, stare at screens all night, scroll in bed until 1 or 2 a.m. Then the next day, when they can't focus, when they feel heavy and foggy, they tell themselves, I'm lazy, I need more discipline. No, you're not lazy, you're drained. You're asking a dead battery to power a whole house. If you want to work smart, you cannot ignore your energy. You cannot expect sharp thinking from a body that is falling apart. Your brain does not float in the air. It lives in your body. When your body is exhausted, your mind becomes slow, emotional, and easily distracted. Think about days when you slept badly, ate junk all day, and scrolled late into the night. The next morning, was it easy to do deep work, easy to stay calm, easy to stick to your plan? Of course not. Smart work understands a basic truth. If you expect high performance, you must give yourself enough fuel to perform. That doesn't mean being soft. It means being sustainable. You are not trying to shine for one crazy year and then break down. You are trying to build a life that keeps growing for years. Most people treat sleep, movement, and food like rewards you get after you succeed. Smart work treats them as tools you need so you can succeed. Sleep is not the enemy of success. Sleep is where your brain recovers, stores what you learned, and resets your emotions. Movement is not a luxury. It pumps blood and oxygen to your brain, reduces stress, and gives you real, natural energy. Food is not just comfort. It is fuel. If your fuel is low quality, your performance will be low quality too. You don't need a perfect diet or a crazy gym routine. You don't have to become a fitness influencer. But you do need to stop pretending that how you treat your body doesn't matter. Ask yourself honestly, how many nights do I stay up scrolling or binge watching and then blame low motivation the next day? How many days do I sit for 10 hours, then wonder why my mood is terrible? How often do I eat or drink in ways I know will make me crash, and then hate myself for not getting things done? Your energy levels are not random. They are a reflection of your habits. The good news? You can change those habits slowly. Smart work with your energy starts small. 1. Sleep a little better. Don't jump from 4 hours to 9. Aim to go to bed 30 to 45 minutes earlier. Keep your phone away from your pillow. Let your brain actually rest. You'll wake up a bit clearer. That small change adds up over weeks. 2. Move your body. You don't need a perfect workout plan. Start with a 20 to 30-minute walk most days. Stretch a bit in the morning. Use the stairs when you can. Movement is a signal to your brain, we are alive, we are active. Wake up. 3. Eat for energy, not just emotion. You know which foods make you feel heavy and sleepy. You know which ones leave you feeling cleaner and lighter. Start with small adjustments. A bit less sugar and heavy junk, a bit more water, fruits, vegetables, simple meals. Not perfect, just better. These changes don't look dramatic from the outside. No one may clap for them, but you will feel them. You'll notice that sitting down to focus doesn't feel like lifting a mountain. Your mood doesn't crash as hard in the middle of the day. You're not fighting your own body while trying to work smart. And here is the most important connection. When your energy improves even a little, your thinking improves. On low-energy days, your brain thinks in survival mode. Just get through today. In that state, you don't build systems, you don't question your routines, you don't take smart risks, you just react. But when you feel a bit stronger, you can finally step back and ask, is there a better way to do this? Where am I wasting effort? What could I set up now to make this easier later? Better energy, better decisions, better smart work. Abusing your body and then calling the crash as lack of willpower is not noble. It's wasteful. You still have to work hard. You still have to do things you don't feel like doing. You still have to push. But now you push from a charged state, not from empty. That doesn't just help you perform today. It helps you stay in the game for years. Many people give up, not because they don't care, but because they are simply too exhausted to continue. You don't want to abandon your dreams just because you refuse to respect your own limits. So from today, when you think about working smart, don't just think about tools, tactics, and schedules. Think about you. Ask yourself, what is one small way I can respect my energy this week? Maybe it's going to bed earlier. Maybe it's walking daily. Maybe it's drinking water before your coffee. Simple, real. Because no matter how brilliant your strategy is, if you are too exhausted to use it, it's useless. Respect your body. Respect your energy. Not because you're weak, but because you are serious about winning long-term with both hard work and smart work on your side.
Chapter 8. Become the person who combines both relentless and strategic. By now, you see it clearly. Hard work alone is not enough. Smart ideas alone are not enough. Hard work without direction keeps you tired and stuck. Smart thinking without action keeps you comfortable and unchanged. If you really want to build a different life, you must become the person who combines both, relentless and strategic. Most people choose one identity. Some are proud grinders. I don't overthink, I just work. They push, 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 but often in circles. They rarely pause to ask if their work is truly taking them somewhere. Others are proud planners. I think different. I'm all about smart work. They have ideas, frameworks, vision boards, quotes, but they often delay, hesitate, and never fully commit to action. Both are missing half the equation. You are not here to be just one. You are here to be both. You want the work ethic of a grinder and the clarity of a strategist. That means you think before you move, and then you move with full force. You don't sit in endless planning. You don't stay in blind motion. You create a loop. Think, decide, attack, review, adjust, attack again. Let's make this real. Imagine Jake and Daniel again. Jake is the hard work guy. He stays late every night. He says yes to everyone. He is always in a rush, but he never takes time to ask his boss what actually matters most here. He never tracks what gets results. He never questions his habits. He just assumes more hours equals more success. After a year, he's burned out and bitter. He feels invisible. He says, I did everything and they still don't see me. Now look at Daniel. Daniel is relentless and strategic. At the start of each week, he asks his manager, what are the top priorities? What would success look like by Friday? He plans his days around those priorities. He blocks time for deep work. He learns new tools to work faster. And then he works hard. No excuses, no hiding. He helps others, but not at the cost of his most important work. He still gets tired. He still feels pressure, but his effort is aimed. After a year, who looks different? Who has stronger skills? Who has a clearer track record of results? Daniel, not because he worked more hours than Jake, but because he combined direction plus discipline. That is who you must become. The person who wakes up and says, I will not just work hard today. I will work on the right things in the right way with the right energy. So, how do you actually build this identity? It starts with daily practice, not big speeches. Here's a simple structure you can follow every day. 1. Morning. Choose your smart direction. Before you do anything else, before phone, before email, before notifications, ask yourself, what are the 1 to 3 most important moves I could make today for my future? Not most urgent, most important. Write them down. These are your smart targets. 2. Block time for them. Decide when you'll do them. Don't leave it to chance. It could be first 60 to 90 minutes of your day, right after lunch, at a specific quiet time in the evening. This is where your hard work comes in. You don't negotiate with yourself when that time arrives. You sit down and do it. 3. Protect your focus while you attack. During that block, phone away, no random tabs, no chatting, no multitasking. This is your relentless side. You show up whether you feel like it or not. 4. Review quickly at the end of the day. At night, ask, what did I move forward today that truly mattered? What stole my time that didn't deserve it? This is your strategic side. You learn from your day instead of just repeating it. Adjust, improve, then repeat tomorrow. Do you see the balance? You're not just working from feeling. You're not just living in your head. You are building a loop of smart decision, hard execution, honest reflection. Over weeks and months, this loop changes you. You'll notice you stop jumping into every little distraction. You feel less guilty because your effort finally has a clear purpose. You don't need as much motivation because your structure carries you. And something else will happen. People will start to feel the difference. They'll see that when you say you're working on something, it actually moves. They'll notice you don't just talk about being busy. You produce things that matter. You become the person who can be trusted with serious tasks because you not only grind, you think. Most people will never do this. They like one story. Either I'm the hardest worker or I'm the smartest person in the room. You don't need either story. You need results. You don't have to tell the world you're combining hard and smart work. Your life will show it. Your skills will show it. Your projects, your progress, your peace of mind.
They will all tell the story for you. From now on, whenever you catch yourself going to extremes, pause and ask, am I just grinding, or am I grinding on the right thing? Am I just planning, or am I actually acting on my plan today? Correct yourself in real time. You're building a new version of you, one who doesn't choose between hard and smart work, but uses them both. That version of you is rare, and in a world full of people who are either all push or all talk, rare becomes unstoppable.
Chapter 9. Measure progress, not just effort, and play the long game. There's one more shift you must make if you want hard work and smart work to actually change your life. You have to stop judging your days only by how tired you feel and start judging them by what actually moved forward. Most people lie down at night and ask one question: did I work hard today? If the answer is yes, they feel a little better, even if nothing in their life is really changing. But being exhausted does not automatically mean you were effective. You can be tired from drama, tired from distraction, tired from low-value tasks, tired from doing everything except the things that really matter. Smart work asks a different question. What progress did my effort create this week, this month, this year? Not just how did today feel, but what is slowly changing because of the way I am working. That requires two things most people avoid: honesty, looking at your results without excuses, and patience, allowing time for smart work to compound. Most people are addicted to quick rewards. They try a new way of working for 3 days, don't see a massive change, and say, "See, it doesn't work." So they run back to blind grind or lazy comfort. They never stay long enough to see the real effect of smart work. You cannot live like that. You have to think like a farmer, not like a gambler. A farmer prepares the soil, plants seeds, waters them, pulls weeds. For days, maybe weeks, the field looks almost the same. Brown dirt, maybe tiny green sprouting. Someone who doesn't understand might say, "Why are you working so hard? Nothing's happening." But the farmer knows something is happening under the surface. Roots are forming. Life is building. Then, slowly, the field transforms. The results look sudden, but they were built by many days that looked boring. Smart work is the same. You choose high-impact tasks, protect focus, build basic systems, treat your energy better, reflect each week. From the outside, that doesn't look dramatic. There's no loud grind to show off, but underneath, roots are forming. 2 months of deep work blocks equal visible progress on big projects. 3 months of practicing one skill equals noticeable improvement. 6 months of basic health habits equals a brain that actually cooperates. A year of picking high-impact tasks over low-impact tasks equals a career or life that looks different. To see this, you must start measuring progress, not just effort. Here's how. Once a week, sit down for 10 to 15 minutes. No phone, no distractions. Ask yourself 4 questions and write the answers. What did I do this week that truly mattered? Not, I answered emails, but I moved this project. I practiced this skill. I built this system. Where did I waste energy? Be real, scrolling, reacting, saying yes to things that don't serve your goals. What one small adjustment would make next week smarter? Maybe it's protecting one more focus block. Maybe it's saying no once. Maybe it's finishing high-impact work earlier in the day. What signs of progress can I see, even if they are small? Better control of your time? Fewer distractions? Clearer priorities? Slightly more confidence? Don't lie to make yourself feel good. Don't lie to make yourself feel bad. Be honest. This does 3 powerful things. It pulls you out of autopilot, it shows whether your hard work is actually aligned, and it keeps you from quitting just because the payoff isn't instant. Smart work is not about getting everything today. It's about building a direction that pays you over time. You must learn to see progress in layers. Daily, did I touch my high-impact work? Weekly, what moved that mattered? Monthly, what is different now than 30 days ago? Yearly,
What skills, stability, or results have I built compared to last year? If you never look beyond today's stress, you'll miss the slow, real change that is happening from your new way of working. Also, don't ignore the progress inside you. Maybe your money hasn't exploded yet, but your mindset is sharper. Your awareness is higher. Your habits are a bit stronger. That matters. Those are foundations, and foundations come before skyscrapers. Most people will stay trapped between guilt and comfort. Some days they grind blindly, some days they give up completely. They never step back to see the big picture. You will be different. You will still work hard, you will still work smart, but you will also step back regularly and ask, is this way of working actually building the life I want? Can I see any proof? If yes, good, keep going. If no, adjust, don't repeat. That is what it means to play the long game. Not chasing quick highs, not judging yourself only by today's tiredness, but quietly, consistently building a pattern of work that moves you forward, month after month, year after year, until one day other people call it luck, and you know it was just hard work and smart work, measured, adjusted, and repeated over time.
Chapter 10. Decide how you will work from today on and never go back. There comes a point where information is no longer your problem. You know enough. You've heard enough. You've tried enough. The real question becomes simple. How are you going to work from this day forward? The old way is still waiting for you. Blind grinding, always busy, never clear, proud of exhaustion, unsure of results, saying yes to everything, and silently saying no to your own future. The new way is also waiting, hard work with direction, effort connected to priorities, systems that hold your progress, focus that actually allows deep work, energy that supports you instead of fighting you. You are standing between these two paths right now, and whether you choose consciously or not, you will choose. If you don't decide to change, you are deciding to stay the same. If you don't choose smart hard work, you are choosing blind hard work or no work at all. There is no neutral. You've seen too much to pretend you don't know anymore. You now understand hard work without thinking keeps you tired and stuck. Smart ideas without execution keep you feeling clever but empty. High-impact tasks move your life more than hundreds of tiny tasks. Systems turn today's effort into tomorrow's support. Focus is your strongest weapon in a noisy world. Your body and energy are part of your strategy, not separate from it. Real change comes from measured progress over time, not from one crazy push. So what will you do with that? Are you going to go back to working the way you always have, hoping that somehow your future will be different? Or are you finally going to decide that your work, your time, and your life deserve more than random effort? This is where identity enters the picture. You are not just changing your schedule. You are changing who you are when you say, I'm working. Most people mean, I'm reacting. I'm drowning in tasks. I'm just trying to keep up. From today, when you say, I'm working, it must mean something else. I know what matters today. I've chosen my direction. I am giving my energy to the right battles. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to turn into a machine overnight. But you do need a line in the sand. A moment where you say, that was the old me. This is the new way I operate. Let this be that moment. Here's a simple commitment you can make to yourself. From now on, I will not be proud of hard work alone. I will be proud of hard work that is aligned, focused, and consistent. That one sentence, if you live it, will change how you plan your day, how you say yes or no, how you treat your energy, how you measure your success. It will make you think before you fill your schedule. Protect time for what actually moves you. Build small systems instead of repeating the same chaos. Guard your focus when it's time to go deep. Respect your sleep, food, and movement so your brain works. Check your progress honestly instead of lying to yourself. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about finally becoming the version of you
that you always knew you could be. The one that doesn't just talk about goals. The one that doesn't just grind for appearances. The one that quietly, steadily moves. So here is your final challenge. Tonight, take a piece of paper or open a note on your phone. Write 3 clear sentences. 1. One way I used to work that kept me stuck was blank. 2. One smart change I will commit to in how I work is blank. And 3. From today on, I choose to work both hard and smart by blank. Fill those in honestly. No poetry, no drama, just truth. Then read them out loud to yourself. Not once, every day this week. Let your own voice hear your new standard. If you're watching this on YouTube, type your second sentence in the comments. One smart change I will commit to in how I work is blank. Writing it down in public is not about impressing anyone. It's about drawing a line you can see, a line you can come back to when you're tempted to slide back into old habits. And if this audio has challenged you, if it has given you language for what you've been feeling, if it has made you see your work and your life differently, then subscribe for more long, deep motivational audios that don't just hype you up, but teach you how to actually live, think, and work better. Remember this as you move forward. The world is full of people who work hard. The world is full of people who have smart ideas, but very few consistently combine both. Be one of the few. Use your mind. Use your discipline. Choose your battles. Protect your focus. Respect your energy. Measure your growth, and then keep showing up day after day, week after week, year after year, until your life clearly reflects both the effort you gave and the intelligence with which you gave it. That is hard work. That is smart work. That is your way from now on.